Hello and welcome. Welcome to day 15 of 30 days of KineScentials. I'm very excited for today. We're going to break the mold a little bit of what we've been doing so far. I can't believe that we're already 2 weeks into our 30 days together. The theme for week 1, if you remember, was dissolving the armor. The theme for week 2, laying the foundations or coming home. And before we jump into week 3, tomorrow, today, the interim day, we're going to put everything together that we've done so far. So just to give you a little bit of a snapshot for how our time together today will go, we're going to put about four oils on 4 points on at the beginning. So we have a nice meditative point of departure together. And then we'll move into a flow sequence of everything that we've done so far. So they're not in the same exact order as how it was presented over the 14 days. I put them together so there's a real flow, one thing into the next. About midway along, there's one more point application, and then there's another one closer to the end. Handy, if you are using the oils, handy would be to have them set up next to you. And even handier, if you like, have them in order of how we'll apply. So I'll call that out to you right now. Wild oranges first, then frankincense, marjoram, neroli, black spruce, blue tansy, and last is coriander. Okay, let's get going. Take your wild orange. We're placing wild orange on point shen in the ear. If you remember, that's under the top curl. If you can take the tip of your pinky and just let it glide into underneath that curl and towards the forward part in that triangular fossa area. That's point shen, beautifully balancing, grounding, integrating point. Very good for left and right brain connection. So take the oil from your palm with your pinky and then share it between your 2 pinkies right on the tip, and then place that gently in the ear on point shen. Let your eyes fall closed so your attention can come inward. Perceive all of your energy centers stacked one on top of the other with a lightness, so there's no sense of rigidity. There's a buoyancy in your spine. And also perceive a flowing downwards through the legs and the meeting point of the soles of your feet on the floor. And then just create this container where you can listen, perceive, and receive whatever wild orange wants to share with you. Once you've perceived a slight shift, something attuning on the inside, bring that wild orange to your nose. Breathing it in. That sunshine. Switch the wild orange out for your frankincense. And if you recall, before you open the bottle, if you recall your 2 points for frankincense, one is GV or governing vessel 20. To find that, you find the top tips of the ears and then just let that point trace up to the meeting point on your center line. That's your GV20 point. And your GV2 point is down the governing vessel line, the center line of your back body, at the point where your sacrum and coccyx interface. So it's the sacral hiatus that you're looking for, a little divot between the two. Now that they're located, take a drop of frankincense in your hand. Share that drop between 2 fingers. And find your point GV2 and GV20. And drop in to that curious, inquisitive, receptive space. Once that shift happens, bring frankincense to your nose. Breathing that in. Oh. And switch out frankincense for marjoram. Marjoram we're placing on point GV21. That's gallbladder 21. And just before we place the oil, to recall where that is, we locate the big sloping trapezius muscles. And then the GV21 point is just about halfway along. And usually when you hit that point, when you land on that point, it just feels like that. Once again, a drop in your hand. Gather it, share it. And then you get to give yourself a hug as you land on your GV21 points. And observe and listen inward. Nice deep full breaths. And once again, no sense of rigidity. Allow for that vibrancy that's happening inside. If your body wants to respond with some movement, allow for that movement. Slight swaying or rocking or circling. And bring that to your nose. Breathing in. Oh. The last application will be 2 oils on 2 points. So replace your marjoram, grab your neroli and your black spruce. And so go ahead and open them both. And then you'll place, so whatever hand you prefer lower, you'll place the oil in the opposite hand. So I like my left hand on my lower point, so I'll put the drop in my right hand. Good. And then use that same hand to place the drop in the other hand, your left hand, if you're the same as me. Good. And now you can gather up those drops from the opposite palms. And your black spruce goes on point CV, conception vessel 4. So that's just about 2 inches above the top point of your pubic bone. And Neroli, Neroli is going on point CV4. And black spruce is going on point GV4. And to find that, you find the ridge of your waist and come around to the center line on your back body. And that's your GV4, governing vessel 4. And when you've located these 2 points, calm into yourself. Oh. Bring one hand to your nose and the other. Oh, lovely. Place the caps back on your oil. we come to center, letting the arms hang down by your sides. Once again, you can let the eyes fall closed, become aware of your center line of your spine, the fifth line of your spine, emanating away from the centermost point of your body, the seat center. So feel your spine rooting upwards and simultaneously feel your legs rooting downwards, and just letting the arms have an openness and also a feeling that there's a flow right down through your fingertips. Rocking your spine forward and back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. This is still quite meditative, this first move, so you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open, whichever you prefer. Exhale. Inhale. Forward. This time, land in your uprightness, suspend, and then go to your right. Right on top of yourself and to your left. Come back on top of yourself. Inhale as you suspend off to the side. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Arriving center, adding that up to make a figure eight pathway coming forward and around to your right side into your back space. Cross through the center of your sits bones. Do the same on the other side. Carve around and forward. Suspend in the back space. Nice. Inhale as you suspend back. Exhale as you pour forward. Keep going. So it's a handy learning tool to imagine the figure eight carving around your sits bones. Now we'll take our attention further up to the level of the solar plexus. Keep that figure eight happening and just feel like you're coming through this mid part of your spine. Still exhale forward. Inhale back. Beautiful. Continue bringing your attention now up around your eyeballs. Arrive in your upright. Reach equally now down through the arms and the legs as your spine lifts tall. Feel that decompression. Let me just change my orientation for you. And then pour your body forward for the first move of turtle, reaching through the fingertips, drawing the belly back and pushing through the feet. Restack your spine right on top of each other. Keep a soft breath of the bend in the elbows. And then splash open through your heart. Energies wrap around and feed back into the base of the cervical spine, that protruding bone, like you're swallowing it forward with a spongy texture. And then grow your spine tall, rooting down through the arms and legs, arriving to your starting position again. We go with flow. Exhale. Stay here, breathe in, reaching further. Exhale as you return to upright. Grow taller as you breathe in. Exhale as you wrap around and feed back into the base of the neck. Spongy texture, swallowing that bone forward. Stay and breathe in. Exhale as you return and resume upright starting position. Last time we go. Exhale. Stay, inhale. Exhale, upright. Stay, inhale. Exhale, gather, wrap around, spongy, squeezy texture. And then exhale as you come upright. From there, elevate one more time. We go arch and upright and curl. Inhale for the upright. Arch, remember, shoulders over hips. Lift. And same for curl, shoulders over hips. Upright. Again. Arch. Upright and And stay in your curl. Clasp your hands behind your head. Upright. So we keep going with the arch and curl. It's just a slight difference of the arms. Upright and a little faster. And upright and little change of tempo and breath. We go. Exhale and inhale. Up, over, up, arch, and stay in that arch. Release the arms into a high V. Lift up and splash through your seat center like you're taking flight soaring off your seat. And one more. And instead of curling this time, just float those arms down as your spine floats into uprightness. Beautiful. For spiral, we're going to apply our blue tansy, so grab that oil. Blue tansy is going on liver 14, and as a reminder, what we do for that is locate the vertical axis in line with our nipple line. Then we locate the bottom of our sternum and just ride over. You'll land on a bone normally underneath the nipple line, and then just slide into the space in between C5 and in between rib 5 and rib 6. Good. Now that you've located that, take that drop of blue tansy in your hand. Gather it into a finger and share. And then lay those fingers on that liver 14 spot. Big, beautiful breaths. Keep your hands on that spot, and then just gently, if your eyes are closed, open them. Gently start bringing a kind of springiness. Oh, nice. Keep that going. Just release the hands and let the eyes look past your back. Elbow, one arm reaching back, one arm reaching forward, eyes over your shoulder, a little faster, and switch and switch and last 4, 3, 1. Go one more and stay there. Reach the one hand around and the other hand grabs your stool. Inhale in the spiral. Exhale, come around to the other side. Inhale, lift your spine, lift your ribs off your pelvis. Exhale around and bring the spine out. Root down through your legs in opposition. Change and as you release, clasp your elbows and side to side and keep going. Spirals are so vitalizing, so therapeutic, so wonderful. Last 4, 3, 2. Out of this last one, release and let the hand guide you around, opening the armpit and heart. Then fingertips to the ceiling and hollow the body back in opposition. Point of exchange, other arm, palm, elbow, armpit, heart, shining through the eyes. Lift up and change. And change. Stay center. Allow your legs to widen a little bit. And then imagine the sitting bones that you're sitting on are like your feet, and you go for a little walk. Step, step, step. Let the upper body respond naturally, but you're really focusing on the pelvis, taking those steps. 3, 2, last one stays there. And you'll see there's this natural, just let your spine respond naturally to the curve it's already in, with that heaviness on one side and a lightness on the other sits bone. Take your hand and place your fingertips on the bone just behind the ear. And this provides a gentle barrier. Now take the opposite foot and push it into the floor and observe that opening the spine in all directions, like a sun radiating, the rays of a sun radiating. Lift through uprightness and change your hand. Elevate the spine and go right into that same place on the other side. So you've taken a step onto that sits bone. You're not actively lifting the other sits bone, but there'll be a feeling of lightness under the opposite and a feeling of rootedness in the sits bone you stepped towards. Push the opposite foot into the floor and feel this whole upside of your body, top side, radiating out in all the rays of the sunshine. Release. Do that once more each side. Breathe in to grow tall. Exhale and yawn the side arch open. Breathe in to grow tall. And exhale, yawn the side arch open. This time almost feel like you slingshot, release and go over and over and so those legs are rooted, your pelvis is quite rooted, and you're letting the body sway into that side arch with a little more abandon. Last 2, last 1. Arrive suspended in your uprightness. Descend the arms down, and then hollow your seat center away, back from your midline. Go around a corner to the right side arch, around a corner to the front, around a corner to the other side, and then let that just circle around nice and loose and free. The upper body is just going for the ride. Center to change directions. Right, looking for that mobility and freedom in the pelvis. Stay in your curl. Now we're changing directions this time. Go around, but instead of going all the way around, at about midway, come back through the center and go around the other way. Familiar, right? We're doing the figure 8 that we did before, except before we were keeping our spine straight. Now we're exploring this kind of juicy and slippery mobility in our pelvis. Good. So this is happening on the horizontal plane, or like a single plane. This time as you come around, feel like you lift up and then swoop down and through the center. Lift up, swoop back and down through the center, up and forward, back and down onto the diagonal, back and down on the diagonal. Good. So really perceiving, you're still doing that figure 8, but it's just in a multiplanar. It's multiplanar. Let your hands meet and push. Suspend and push. Each suspend, feel like you're lifting the ribs off your pelvis. Let's go breathing. Massaging the organs. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come back through center, belly back. And now this time let your whole spine be in the curl, balanced curl, shoulders over hips. Take that arc pathway to come into your full body side arch. Arc pathway to come into your full body arch. Other side arch. Excuse me, curl. And then flow that together. At curl, change direction. Carving that. Wringing your body inside out. Good. Next time you're in your curl, stay there. Clasp your hands. Flip your palms, pulling slightly. Lift up and feel like the circle that you made with your arms is framing your neck and head. And then go into your arch. And we go 1.5 side forward, side back, side, forward, and suspend. Again, and let there be some play and abandon. And suspend all the way in the arch. Release the arms. Float your spine into upright. Reach through your right leg on the floor, reaching through the fifth line, the centermost pathway or channel of the leg. With pointing feet, reach and reach. Back to flex and let that fifth line reach. Glide up off the floor, scoop off the floor, and scoop with point, and scoop, and adding on, back to flex, reach, let the hip turn out and cross, hover over the figure four, reach forward through the fifth line, draw back in opposition through the belly, and sit up. Scoop, turn like a doorknob handle inside your hip, hover forward so your belly continues to draw back. It's like a bird hovering over its prey. Reach forward, opposition, and again with point, and scoop, turn out and over. Opposition, fifth line, and scoop, and nice. Move the stool away, come to the floor. Grab your coriander. And we're placing a drop of coriander on our K1 point. And if you remember, if we can kind of make a fist with our foot, it's that divot right at the top of the arch where the arch and the metatarsal bed meet. Take a drop in your hand. Share the drop. Place on your K1 points. And then let the body hang passively. Stack your spine. Breathe that coriander in. So good. Okay, so we come to our shivering and kneading. We'll recall the kneading first. You reach out through the fifth lines. You can make a hook with the thumb hook and glide it into the ankle joint, reach around the metatarsal bed and pull back. Feel like you're wrapping around the ankle joint and really energizing that fifth line passageway. Then from there, scoop with the arms and the strength of your center to feel like you're pulling back away from like you're pulling yourself out of your pants until you get your kidneys all the way down. The kidneys are the base of the bottom of your ribs. Now reach away through those heels and don't stop with that attention as you then feel like you're pulling, or the knees get magnetized and drawn up towards the ceiling without losing the same degree of flexion at your ankles. And then feel like you just hug into the bones of the legs with every drop of strength and intention that you've got. And that for some may emerge into a tremor. For some, the tremor might still stay more internal. Breathing. And then in one swoop, release, pull with your bent leg, reach and yawn through the fifth line with the straight leg. So you have this beautiful experience of the fifth line channel flowing and releasing, being liberated. Reach through both legs in opposition as you draw yourself back, pulling those pants off without losing the intention of reaching away through the fifth lines. Pull the knees up towards the ceiling, deepening the base of the ribs down and hugging into the bones. Keep your throat soft, and you might emerge into a tremor. Keep the toes nice and wide, the whole sole of the foot yawning open, toes drawing back towards your face, wrapping around the ankle joint, and release into flow. Bending knee, pulling along the floor. Extending leg has a scoop and extension feeling. The spine is open, and it's a balanced curl here. Hover, shoulders over hips. Draw the belly back as the leg reaches forward. Beautiful. We're coming on to our front body now. Just pull this out for a better spacing. For flight, arms about shoulder width apart. Allow the arms to widen if you have any shoulder inhibition or discomfort. Legs are about hip width apart. Same thing, you can widen them if you need for comfort in the lumbar sacral area. And we begin with an inhale breath that softens and hollows the heart center up through the scapula. And then as the body descends, an opposite arm and leg soars up off the mat and down. We continue with all fours lifting. Twice more. Last one, and you have the option to rest, or if you'd like to challenge, you can go into a rock. Stacking one hand on top of the other and letting your tail wag and feeling your bones go rubbery and letting anything release. And swivel those legs around. We have cradles. From upright seated position, clasp your hands for the setup. Inhale and grow tall. On the exhale, press with your feet, draw the body away from your legs, belly towards low back, solar plex opening the mid back, sternum melting into the space between the scapula. Lift up. Repeat, this time with a little more flow so your legs float off. Shins hover at horizontal. Legs press into the arms. Arms pull so you maintain a circularity. And feel the pressuring of the legs deepen those three centers connecting. Let that rock back up. Keep all those same intentions. We place our hands behind and just behind the seat. Inhale. Exhale, use the scooping of the arms to contribute to the connection of the abdominals that then feeds into the legs, making the same cradle shape you had with the arms circled around your legs. Stay for an inhale. Exhale. So your goal is to maintain the cradle shape no matter how you rock back and forth. Stay up. Rock further back to the elbows. Your elbows can swivel slightly out of the way and they swivel back in line to come up. Last one. Light those feet down, clasp your hands once more, and Come into the same balancing place, press the legs into the arms, rock back to the shoulder blades and up to a slight balance. So we're just massaging the length of the spine. Feel your neck relaxed out of the shoulder girdle. Keep the pressure of the legs into the arms and the pulling of the arms. 2 more. Arrive in upright and come right to standing. Paw your feet into the floor. Sorry, I get cut off a little bit, but it's better you see my feet, I think. And bring your hands together just to recall to get the information that we'd like to then transfer down into our legs. So as you push your hands together, you feel the way the soles of your hands are in relationship to one another. And then feel like the energy pathways travel down through the legs and the soles of your feet are splayed and in the same kind of relationship with the floor that our hands were just with one another. Then lift your spine. Feel like you've got the downwards of the legs and the up of the spine. We take a quarter turn to the right, step, other foot meets it, and step. And your intention here is to stay in your axis. So you're not stepping out and around your axis. You're really maintaining the axis. Change direction, step, and step, and step, and good. Go back the way you came, a little more playful. 2, 3, 4. Still trying to stay in your axis, and step. So you've got the down and the up really clearly, and change, step, and change. And then again, even more natural twirling. Last 2 twirls. Let that come to center. Let your eyes fall closed as you stand in your uprightness. And then you can let your eyes flutter open a little bit. And thank you so much for joining on this day 15. Tomorrow we jump into week 3 with a new theme, a new point, new oil, new move, and I can't wait to share it with you. Have a beautiful day.